thank you very much. I'm Adam Soukal. I'm the CEO and co-founder of Roger. We are a supply chain financing platform for SMEs. And it is not me on the picture. On the picture, there is a guy called Candy Tovax. He's jumping over the helicopter. And for most of you here in this room, this might look a little risky. But he has been voted many times here, and he does that quite often. And I see a parallel between him and the fintechs, because before he did this jump, he has calibrated his speed perfectly. He has used the top technology skis, and he has very unique skill set. And what we do in fintechs, we go to areas where most of the banks would not go. Most of the banks would not like to finance the SMEs that we are financing. Most of the banks would not like to underwrite the small loans that we are underwriting. And most of the banks would not like to do the small transactions that we are doing. And we are able to do that because we have calibrated perfectly our risk models. We have used the top technologies. And we have the luxury of developing something for many, many years before we put it on the market. And it is a great privilege to be here and show you a bit more about what we do in Roger. So here we go. What we do, we facilitate commercial transactions, right? So we find out that when a small company is supplying to a large company, they usually agree on what kind of goods and services they want to buy. They agree on quality and quantity of the goods. They do agree on the price. What they never agree on is the payment terms. Now you say, you do factoring, that's pretty old. Yes, it is. But what's the difference is that it used to be a service offered by banks to large and medium-sized companies. And we go to the very different end, to the long tail of the supply chain, to the small and micro companies. And when you do these services, you always fighting three things. You need to get the information from the SME about the invoice. You need to get the information confirmed by the buyer, and you need to transact a lot of transactions because those invoices are very small usually. And how we did that, we used electronic data interchange, aka EDI. It has been here for 30 years. It also is a technology that is not brand new, but it was never serving for financial purposes in a supply chain. And what we learned, we connected via APIs to the EDI providers, and this is a global standard. So as of today in Europe, about 10% of the largest companies are not receiving any other invoices than EDI. And within 10 years, they say that between 30 and 50% of all the invoices are going to be done electronically. So this is a billion dollar market, and it's growing. So we are reading the data flow, all the purchase orders and invoices, and we are able to offer liquidity towards it. We are also not owned by any bank. I'm still the majority shareholder, and we have about 1,000 investors. Those are high net worth individuals, little funds and banks that every day they are competing on financing that pool of invoices that we are selling that day. And these are the numbers. So we were able to finance those SMEs for 3.11 last year. And do not forget that Czech National Bank interbanking rate is around 2%. So this is very, very cheap. We do have about 6,000 clients onboarded on the platform using the EDI services. And we now have about 1,000 investors financing it. Our volumes as of today would be around 100 million euros a year in transactions, and the way forward is that we integrate into supply chain of the largest e-commerce and FMCG businesses in the region. For instance, Alza CZ is the local Amazon of CE region, billion-dollar turnover company, and we as a Roger are the supply chain financing solution for whole portfolio of their suppliers. We also do integrate with banks. This is an Equa bank. This is a Czech bank that is offering invoice discounting solution, and we do provide all the technology behind that. I have 30 seconds left. This is the team that I'm very proud of that made this happen. and we are very happy to making business finance simple. I would like to leave you with one message, and that would be that we have not reinvented the wheel. We took one wheel, which was the supply chain financing, and the other wheel, which was the EDI. We put it together, and we are riding a very nice bike. Thank you very much.